and thank you for joining LIISMA's February partners meeting. On snowy days like today, we're really grateful to be able to meet virtually over Zoom and stay warm. Hopefully, we maybe delayed you having to dig your car out, but grateful that you all could join us. We have a great lineup of presentations today, and let's get started. I'd like to welcome and thank our awesome LIISMA team. I'm Abby Marino. I'm the program manager of the Long Island Invasive Species Management Area, and I'm joined today by Cassidy Robinson, our conservation area manager, Melody Черnelia, our early detection and rapid response manager, and also Cassandra Moise, our education and outreach manager. We have a great team to get ready for 2026. And we have a great lineup of presentations, including updates on biocontrol, including knotweeds, phragmites, and water chestnut. And also a presentation on forest restoration coming up at 12. And before that, you'll hear some updates from the LIISMA program, as well as a spotlight on the renovated and new NYIS.info website, which has a lot of resources that could be useful to you, things, material to reference, information about different species. So definitely stay tuned for that uh, as resources. And before we move any further, I'd like to wish you a happy National Invasive Species Awareness Week. While there may not be many invasive species actively spreading in this cold and snowy weather, it's still a great time to spread awareness and build our own knowledge. So the North American Invasive Species Management Association, or NAISMA, has a bunch of webinars this week that you might find interesting. If you're interested in learning about wild boar, New World screwworm, food security, and the marine invasive species intersection with public health. So I feel like there's many varied topics there that you might find interesting, and you can check those out at naisma.org. And lastly, if you haven't already, you might have gotten an email about this survey, but if you haven't, you can take a few moments to share your invasive species plans for 2026 with us. This helps us find ways to collaborate with partners like you and shapes our annual action plan that we'll be sending to the Department of Environmental Conservation in April. So let us know what you have planned. Maybe there might be some opportunities for collaboration or ways that we can support you as part of the LIISMA network. And so there's that QR code there. I'll leave it for a few seconds so you can scan it if you need. Okie doke. So I'll pass it on to Cassidy next to talk more about conservation areas.
Thanks, Abby. Great. So I'll get into what we're planning for this season, some new projects, and some updates for conservation areas. So to recap what we've done in 2025, we're looking to build upon this for the upcoming year. We protected 25 significant ecological communities, over 4,700 acres of land and water. We conducted 12 surveys in 8 invasive species prevention zones and 4 management complexes, and protected nearly 300 native species. And those are just the ones we documented. And we've authored 2 management plans to support our partners in their land conservation efforts. Continuing in 2026, we'd like to continue our ongoing projects, including phragmites removal and monitoring at coastal plain ponds. This includes at Sears Bellows County Park. We have a number of coastal plain ponds there, along with Linus Pond and Long Pond. And additionally, aquatic surveys in management complexes and invasive species prevention zones will continue our survey work at Connecticut River State Park. In the past, this survey had yielded knowledge about water chestnut and emerging species there. So we continue that survey to ensure there are no emerging species, in addition to looking for Ludwigia at the Carmens River. We'll continue our terrestrial surveys in invasive species prevention zones as needed. This helps us identify opportunities for management. And we'll continue our terrestrial management, including managing swallowwort at Otis Pike Preserve. We're looking to initiate some new efforts this field season, pending planning details, including managing emerging phragmites stands we've just been informed about. Thanks to collaboration with the New York Natural Heritage Program, we found out about small emerging stands of phragmites at Grass Pond, Cheney Pond, and Cedar Pond. And these are either coastal plain ponds or Atlantic white cedar swamps, which are critically imperiled in the state. So this work really helps protect these rare ecosystems before the phragmites spreads to an unmanageable level. We're hoping to implement terrestrial management, partnering with volunteers and partners in our invasive species prevention zone, so more to come on that in future meetings. And we're aiming to implement a weed torch trial on Arthraxon hispidus, or small carpet grass, an emerging EDRR species that happens to occur in one of our ISPZs in close proximity to rare species. And additionally, we're aiming to implement restoration plantings following some of our invasive species removal efforts and partnering with LIIMPI to use some of their plants. And we're always open to insights from you, our partners, to inform us, as maybe the New York Natural Heritage Program did, by strengthening these partnerships and collaborating and sharing information. So please do fill out that survey informing us about anything for the annual action plan. Also looking at wetland permits in 2026, some of you, as we have been, may be submitting jurisdictional determination requests for your wetland sites where you hope to manage invasive species. So one positive update with this is that the invasive species general permit has recently been released for review. So if you scan that code, you can review it, provide any comments before it's finalized, and give them your feedback. And the good news is that many invasive species management sites would be covered under the new general permit. So feel free to check that out. And if you have any questions, we're always here, or contact your local region DEC. Now I'll pass it off to Melody. Thank you.
Thanks, Cassidy. My name's Melody Chernelia. I am LIISMA's Early Detection and Rapid Response Manager. And I'm going to start by recapping some of our key accomplishments in 2025 as we look forward in our planning for 2026. So last field season, LIISMA actively managed 15 priority species across 40 sites and conducted surveys for 26 species across 56 sites, expanding our early detection footprint across the region. We also completed targeted surveys for laurel wilt at 6 sites and documented a first-in-state detection of chaff flower, which spreads rapidly and outcompetes native plants, reducing biodiversity and altering habitats. This plant's dense growth can change ecosystem structure and affect soil processes. So that's an important priority for us. In addition, we strengthened the program by building 3 new partnerships and increasing our outreach and response capacity through a seasonal EDRR intern. Her name was Emma Diaz. She was wonderful. Together, these efforts enhanced our regional coordination, our rapid response capacity, and LIISMA's long-term invasive species management impact. So for this next phase of the season, we shift from fieldwork to planning. Each winter, I download and analyze observation data from iNaturalist and IMAP invasives to guide our EDRR prioritization for the upcoming season. I review the reports, assess confirmed observations, and evaluate distribution trends to determine which species and sites are both high impact and within our response capacity. In recent years, we've expanded our focus to Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, which has strengthened our coordination with the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. Each year, we share a summary report of outlining our survey results in their parks and identifying the highest priority populations for management. Whether this is due to ecological sensitivity, site vulnerability, or because a species remains at a very low abundance on Long Island and is important to address before it becomes a larger regional threat. You can switch, Abby. So looking ahead to 2026, these are the species that we're prioritizing for early detection and eradication where feasible, or at minimum site level containment near high value ecological areas. So our aquatic priorities include water lettuce and floating water primrose, or Ludwigia peploides. Water lettuce has been confirmed and managed at 1 site with additional partner observations at 2 other locations. We're uncertain currently whether it overwinters at these sites, as Long Island lies at the edge of its hardiness range, though this species has appeared for 2 consecutive years at our managed location. We're also finding Ludwigia at more sites than originally documented. Although it's been moved to tier 3 within our framework, it remains a high impact species, and we're coordinating with our partners to manage populations and limit the spread where our capacity allows. Our terrestrial priorities include small carpet grass or Arthraxon hispidus, which is confirmed at just 3 Long Island locations, chaff flower, which was our recent first in state detection at 2 sites, incised fumor, plume poppy, hardy kiwi, and though not pictured, nodding star of Bethlehem. Many of these remain at a low regional abundance, which makes rapid response both realistic for us and critical to protecting our ecosystem health on Long Island. So over the past year, LIISMA has established new partnerships with 3 municipalities in Nassau County and Suffolk County, which expands our ability to protect Long Island from emerging invasive species. So emerging invasive species often spread most quickly in heavily visited parks and public spaces, especially smaller sites with frequent foot traffic, vehicle use, and maintenance activity. So by working closely with municipalities, we can monitor and manage these areas together, address early emerging populations, and reduce the risk of spread into our surrounding natural areas. We're deeply appreciative of both our new and longstanding partners. Growing and sustaining these relationships strengthens our regional network and makes our mission possible, which allows LIISMA to respond early, to collaborate effectively, and to protect the health of our shared ecosystems. And that's all for EDRR. I'm going to pass the mic over to Cassandra Moise for education and outreach updates.
Thank you, Melody. Awesome. Again, I am Cassandra, and I'll just dive right in. Next slide. So I am thrilled to remind you, everybody, that March 19th to the 21st is the Resilient Long Island Symposium. This is our biannual symposium that LIISMA will be co-hosting with the Long Island Native Plant Initiative. Most of you guys may know them as LIMPI. This event will be spanning 3 days, and I will go over each day a little bit in more detail over these next couple of slides. So next slide. So kicking off the symposium, we will be hosting a poster session / happy hour on March 19th at the Sisters of St. Joseph campus in Brentwood, New York, from 5:30 to 8 p.m. So attendees can expect to network and hear about local conservation work and research while enjoying refreshments from local Long Island breweries and wineries. You can also be ready just to take part in our 50/50 raffle. Here are some pictures from last symposium. Everyone had a great time. Next slide. We are still accepting poster submissions for our poster session. So we are seeking posters from professionals, researchers, graduate and undergraduate students on the following topics. We're looking for native plants, invasive species, restoration, volunteer work, and other conservation topics. Please scan the QR code to submit an abstract. And all poster presenters will receive a complimentary ticket to attend the poster session after they have submitted their abstract. Next slide. Our main event, it will be held on March 20th at Hofstra University. So whether you are a professional looking for the latest management techniques or a homeowner looking to transform your backyard to a more pollinator-friendly environment, please join us from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for inspiring lectures, engaging panel discussions, and a silent auction. So a lot is happening. Don't miss out. So scan the QR code on the flyer there for more information and to register. Next slide. We are going to wrap up the symposium by hosting an in-person training at Hempstead Plains, and come experience a circular ecology of the grasslands with us on Saturday, March 21st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. There you can expect a IMAP invasives training, a weed torch demo, and a fire ecology talk. Definitely a great in-person event to attend, so please register on our website for that. And next slide. A special thank you to all of our event sponsors. Without you, we wouldn't be able to host this event. And especially a huge thank you to Hofstra University, Sisters of St. Joseph, and the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for providing funding and event space for us. Next slide. And lastly, if you want to see more of us, you could catch us at these events that are happening pretty soon. All of these events are listed on our website, and a full description can also be found there. And I look forward to seeing you in person. We're up to lots of things and more to come. And with that, that's it for the EO updates. And next up, we have our partner spotlight, and I will be handing it back to Melody just to introduce our partner. Thank you.
If I can jump in and say one thing, if you're the type of person who is looking for continuing education credits, I just wanted to highlight that we have several for the whole event from landscape architecture, certified nursery and landscape professionals. I think that's ISA's International Society of Arboriculture, maybe. I know it's arboriculture. DEC Pesticide and Society of American Foresters. So lots to choose from. If you're looking for credits, maybe one of those five might interest you.
Thank
And
you,
now
Abby.
pass it on to Melody.
Hey, Abby, could you just link me really quick to the intros? I cannot find it. I'm sorry.
I think Cassidy just sent the link. And
Perfect.
while
Thank
that's
you.
happening, I'm going to make that. Whoop, one second. I just stopped sharing. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, great. So Megan Cochran is the Great Lakes Outreach Coordinator at the New York Sea Grant, where she leads communication and outreach efforts to raise awareness about New York's Great Lakes. She coordinates the New York's Great Lakes Basin Small Grants Program, supporting community-driven projects that advance ecosystem restoration and stewardship. Megan develops educational resources and digital content to promote understanding of key Great Lakes issues, manages their Great Lakes social media presence and web pages, and provides support and supervision for extension programming. Please extend a warm welcome to Megan.
Hey, hi everyone. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Abby.
Do I
Should
need
I
to promote you to be able to share slides?
nope, it looks like I'm good. So let me put those up right now.
Awesome.
Just if you could just let me know that you have them, that would be great.
Yep, they look good.
We can see
Okay.
it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, again, thanks so much for the invitation to be here and for the introduction. I will mention that I am presenting on behalf of my colleague, Stacy Fergal. She's our Great Lakes Great Lakes Fisheries Specialist and Ecosystem Health Specialist. So she is kind of the main point of contact for this NYIS.info website. So if there's any questions I can't answer today, I do have her contact information on my last slide, so I'll direct you guys to her. But a little background real quick on Sea Grant, if you're not familiar with us. We are one of 34 university-based programs throughout the country, and we here in New York State, we're a partnership between NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, Cornell University, and then the SUNY system. And so we fund research, we do extension and education then about that research. So essentially we take current up-to-date, science-based information and help to turn it into tools, resources, or technical assistance and work directly with local Great Lakes and marine coastal communities to help them make, the best decisions for our water resources in their day-to-day lives. So that's just a little quick background on Sea Grant. But today I'm going to give a short highlight of the NYIS.info website, which is the New York Invasive Species Information Clearinghouse. And just really focus on what's available on the site and how you might be able to utilize some of the resources it provides in your work. So it won't be a deep dive really, but rather just an overview of the kinds of things that you'll find there and how the site supports coordinated invasive species efforts across the state. So, NYIS.info was established back in 2008 in response to Recommendation 5 from the New York State Invasive Species Task Force report. And so really the idea was just to create one trusted, centralized source for invasive species information in New York. So this site serves a wide audience. It's built for both professionals to use, so folks working in invasive species work, but also the public as well. But really, it's meant to try to reduce duplication across agencies and partners and help to support consistent messaging statewide. The site is funded by the New York State Environmental Protection Fund through DEC. And it connects, major efforts like IMAP invasives, the New York Invasive Species Research Institute at Cornell, and the PRISM network. So at its core, NYIS's sort of mission is that it acts as a gateway for New Yorkers to access timely, accurate, scientific and policy-related information so that they can make informed decisions about prevention, eradication, control, and management of invasive species. So, many of you may have seen the site before, been on it, used it. It recently underwent a total redesign that just wrapped up, I want to say this time-ish last year. And so it looks totally new, really good in my opinion. It needed an update. So the updates primarily focused on accessibility and usability. So it has a more modern design with engaging visuals and dynamic elements. The navigation has really been streamlined with a more simplified menu structure so that it's easier for folks to find information, especially since this website serves multiple audiences who might be looking for very different things. There's the species and resource pages are easier to filter and search through. And importantly as well, the site is now fully mobile responsive and also 508 compliant. So the goal wasn't just to, do like a cosmetic improvement, but it was really to make sure that the information on the site was up to date, and also easy to find. So on the site, you'll find things like species profiles, management and regulatory information, training and events, education and outreach materials, and reporting and response resources. So you can kind of think of this clearinghouse as a toolbox for all things invasive species in New York State. So getting a little bit into some of those things, the species profiles is probably one of the more commonly used sections on the site. Each profile includes identification information, ecological and economic impacts, options for managing the species, reporting guidance on how to, report sightings on IMAP. And then also every species profile has recently been updated to include an IMAP invasives New York State distribution map if it has one. So these pages are really designed to be, clear and shareable. They're super helpful in answering questions from landowners, volunteers, anyone needing reliable identification and management basics. So I know I've definitely driven people to these species profiles. I get a lot of emails, from local residents asking about, a species that maybe they found in their yard or something. And it's a great way to send them to reliable information and then also connect them with their local PRISM as well, which I'll mention a little bit more in a few slides. The management and regulatory resource section brings together some links to federal and state regulations, reports, best management practices, and volunteer guidelines. and New York's prohibited and regulated species lists. So this section is more so to help support informed decision making. So again, if questions come up about what's allowed, what's required, or what kind of guidance exists, this is where people can start. I will note that some major updates will be coming to this section soon, just to ensure that it is including the most up-to-date and accurate information. So this section will continue to evolve. The NYIS website also serves as the main landing page for NYSAW, so New York Invasive Species Awareness Week, and also has a statewide calendar for events. So this page just kind of gives an overview of what NYSAW is, and then the calendar includes things like the PRISM hosted events, webinars, workshops, volunteer trainings, professional development opportunities for residents and New Yorkers to attend. So anyone with a PRISM can submit their NYSAW events to the calendar for approval. And the calendar is set up really nicely so that folks can filter through events by either their geographic region or the type of event that they're looking to attend, whether in person, virtual, something outdoors, so that they can find something that they're most interested in. NYIS also has a pretty decent collection of education and outreach materials. So things like brochures, fact sheets, species watch cards, posters, and other educational resources. So if you're doing a tabling event or putting together a presentation, working with community groups, this section can help maybe save you some time and ensure consistent messaging across the state. And of course, this section is going to be periodically updated as well as new materials are developed and shared with Stacy and the folks that help manage the NYIS website. And then I think too, like one of the most helpful pieces for that the website can help with that I know is something that I've utilized it for is driving people to find how to connect with their local PRISM. So there's a page on the website that lists all of the PRISMs and other partners that are heavily involved in the invasive species community in New York, with links to their websites and how to join their listservs. There's even a mapping tool that allows folks to put in their address, and then it will automatically tell them, who is your local PRISM contact. For members of the public, again, this is especially important because it kind of helps point them in the right direction of who they can reach out to for more information if they're dealing with an invasive species question or issue. I have just a couple more slides. I see I'm getting close on time. So statewide coordination, this is a fairly new page I learned about recently that it's NYIS.info /meetings. And so this is a page that lists all of the upcoming meetings for Invasive Species Council, Advisory Committee, PRISM leaders meetings, PRISM partner meetings. And it's, a small addition, but it really helps folks with planning coordination across these different groups, especially since, some of you on this call too might have more of like a statewide purview. And so just making sure that folks with that more statewide focus can attend multiple meetings that don't conflict. So how can you use NYIS? Really, there's three ways to kind of engage with it. You can use it as a reference tool for outreach to help answer common questions that come up. Secondly, I encourage you to share it. You can link to it from your websites, include it in newsletters and help drive partners and the public to it as a starting point for any questions they might have. And lastly, please don't hesitate to help also contribute to it. We're always looking to make sure that everything on it is up to date. But again, you can submit NYSA events, suggest new resources, and let us know if you do see any outdated information on the site. Really, again, this site only functions as a trusted information source when it reflects what is current and accurate, and it really takes all of us to be able to do that. So again, this is, NYIS is a shared resource for all of New York's invasive species community. And again, it's strongest when our partners are actively contributing to it and using it. So again, if you have suggestions, ideas, or see opportunities for improvement, we really do welcome that input. Check it out when you have a chance if you haven't recently. Again, the updates have been great. And if you do have, more questions or want to share that input with us, I encourage you to reach out to Stacy Fergal. So with that, I just thanks again for allowing me to be here, and thank you all for your time. And I am happy to take any questions if there is time for that.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you to Stacy as well. It's been great to see the website take shape over the last year or so and all the beautiful updates. I'm so excited about that events page because often I'm like, when is the next thing? So now we can all know when these meetings are coming up. If you're ever interested in attending a PRISM meeting for another PRISM, they're there too. So lots of great resources. Thank you so much for teaching us about them.
Absolutely. And I will pop Stacy's and my contacts in the chat for folks too.
Thanks. All right. So now is up to our, like I was checking out that events page. Here we are. Now is time for our roundtable announcements. So we're lucky enough to have almost 60 people on the call right now. And so if everybody takes 1 minute, that takes a whole hour. So try to keep your announcements shorter than a minute. If you have something to share about maybe invasive species plan coming up, an event that you want to tell people about, or opportunities for collaboration, we'll go through the participants list. If you prefer to share your update in the chat, you definitely can and put it in there to tell people about it. But otherwise, we'll ask you to unmute yourselves and share any announcement or update that you might have. So, without further ado, here we go. And I'm just going to go down alphabetically. So, if you are also looking at the participants list, you might see your name coming. So, we'll start with Andrew Dorn, followed by Andy Senesac. All right. Nothing from Andrew yet, but Andy, I see you unmuted, so go for it. Not hearing anything yet. Maybe there's some things coming up in the chat. Okay. Maybe Benjamin Prigg.
No updates from Long Island State Parks.
Great. Thanks for joining us, huh? Brianna Culkin, followed by Bruce Horwath. Bruce, why don't you go for it?
I don't have anything specific. I'm working with the Peconic Land Trust, and there are quite a few different preserves and some already ongoing projects for invasives and a few more scheduled, but no specific programs really to talk about.
Okay. Hey, thanks for joining us. Carol Brown, followed by Chelsea Chin.
So I have a number of students through the Southold Conservation Advisory Council who are interested in starting with trail maintenance and removal of invasive species. And I wanted to let you know that we're going to be doing that. We're meeting in the next couple of days to get started in our individual groups from this larger group. So I'm going to keep them apprised of what you have to offer and see if we can partner at all.
Great. That's great. Is it high school students that you're working with?
Yes, yes,
Nice. That sounds like a great project for them.
yes. I'm calling them the YETI, the Youth Environmental Task Force Initiative, because I
Nice.
couldn't find something with a D to call them JEDI.
That's great. We love a good acronym.
Exactly.
Thanks, Carol. All right. Chelsea Chin, followed by Christy Beans. Bennis.
It's Venice, but I have
Bennis.
nothing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Daria Prasad. If not, Desiree Ben-Gilgano.
Hi, you're all doing a great job, and there's nothing really to announce.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. Dylan Schur and then Douglas Knopf.
There's no updates from me. We're with the New York State Department of Agriculture.
Thanks for coming. Anything from you, Douglas?
Hey, yeah, morning, Abby. This is Douglas Knopf from the New York Natural Heritage Program's IMAP Invasives team. Just a couple quick updates. We do have a webinar tomorrow as part of our monthly webinar series on the intersection between IMAP invasives and iNaturalist data. For more information on that, you can go to our website, nyimapinvasives.org, and go to our training page where you can register for that webinar. Also, a reminder that our Hemlock Woolly Adelgid Winter Mapping Challenge is still ongoing now through March 15th. So if you're in one of the areas on Long Island where there are hemlocks growing, we encourage you to go out and check them for the Hemlock Woolly Adelgid and report your findings to us. Thanks.
Thank you. That sounds like a great webinar tomorrow. Definitely check that out. Okay. Next up is Dr. Greg Kramer, followed by Gretchen Begley.
Good morning. Nothing to report. Working here in the town of Greenwich, just always interested in what's going on in the surrounding areas as we're just a skip across the pond, as they say, from Long Island.
All right. Yes, good to be connected across our pond. Okay, next up, we have Ashika.
Hi everyone, Ashika Joshi from the Nassau County Soil and Water Conservation District. One update, every year we receive Part C funding from New York State that we award to successful applicant orgs across the county who are doing invasive management projects, great infrastructure, and a lot of other types of projects. And the 2026 RFP is going to be released next month. So if anyone's interested in applying, feel free to private message me your email and affiliation, and I could add you to that email list. And I'll also actually put my email in the chat so you could copy that down.
Awesome. Thanks, Ashika. All right. Next we have Jane Vasilo, followed by Janet Tierney.
Sorry, I have nothing to report.
All right. Thanks, Jane. And Janet, any updates from you?
I am just an interested member of the public, so thank you for all the information.
Great. Happy to have you. Thanks for joining us. All right. Joe Byer, followed by Joseph Roy. Any updates there? Nothing from Joseph?
No updates.
All right. Thanks. And Kaya, anything to share on Ashika's announcement?
No, I think she covered it all. Thank you, though.
Great. Okay, I'm trying to keep track of people who are saying no updates, but if I miss somebody, let me know. Karen Law, followed by Kate Robb.
Hi, no updates.
All right. Thanks for joining. Kate, anything from you? Thanks.
Good morning, Kate Robb from Town of Hempstead. I think we were starting to gear up with soil and water and talk about an Arbor Day plant giveaway. So if anybody else was interested in joining up on that, you could let us know.
Great. Mary O'Brien. followed by Matthews Furlazo. Oh, he said no updates for me. I'm seeing it. I'm catching up. Max Newman.
No updates from me.
All right, thanks, Max. Meredith Thompson. Nope. Followed by Michael Cleary.
Hi there. Sorry about that. It took me a minute to get unmuted.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
the New York City Parks Department and Gretchen Begley and I are going to be presenting a poster at the symposium. So please come by and check out our Emerald Ash Borer biocontrol project that we've been working on over the last summer.
That's so exciting. We're really looking forward to seeing your poster.
Great. Thank you.
All right, Mike Lovell. Okay. Mina said no updates. Mitchell Lopez. And Molly Schwab.
No updates. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Nikki Kessies. Nothing there. Okay, we're almost at the end, guys. Thank you. Olivia Cunningham.
Yeah, I'm with the Nassau County Soil and Water District. Ashika already plugged our Part C, and then Kate talked about our Arbor Day. And then just one more thing, we have our Envirothon coming up, and we are looking for volunteers. So if anyone is interested, let us know.
Nice. Envirothon. That's exciting. All right. Phil Benvin. Anything to share? Followed by Ray Hinkle. And then Rich Batenis.
I think no update.
No update on there. Okay. Richard Weir. And Robert Chapman. Okay. Sandra Knight Lemons.
Hi, Abby. I'm Sandra from Queens. I'm a certified gardener, so I'm actually sitting in to learn more about invasives. So thank you for all the information.
Great. Thank you for joining us. Next, I believe, is Steve Hopkins. All right. Tom Algeier.
Thanks everybody. I hope you're all dug out of the snow. Appreciate everything that's been done, and I will be down for the symposium and coming up soon. And just want to remind everybody that the next Invasive Species Council meeting is March 3rd.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you, Tom.
And Part 575 updates will be a major component of that agenda for that day.
Yes, that is very exciting. Things are moving forward with Part 575 updates. That's the prohibited and regulated invasive species list for people who aren't familiar. All right. Tom DeMeo says we aren't.
We're not dug out.
Oh, got it. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I have a few 2025 updates.
Go for
So
it.
for Asian longhorn beetle, we had 4 infested trees last year in Farmingdale, Lindenhurst, Copeg, and Amityville. They're all removed at this point. We also removed 478 high-risk trees. Those are trees that are found close to the infested trees. And we did preventative treatments on 424 trees. This year, this is the second year we're going to be looking out for a box tree moth on Long Island. It's been found upstate, but we're going to be doing a lot more trapping down here, keeping an eye out. And just also like to mention we are going to be hiring very shortly a few inspectors for Asian longhorn beetle on Long Island, and then Also a few inspectors across Eastern New York and Western New York for other various programs. So if anyone knows anybody, send them our way. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, and if you want to share those job descriptions with us, we'd be happy to share it in our newsletter too. That goes for anybody that's doing any kind of seasonal hiring. We'd be happy to share any openings that you have. All right, Tim Winskus, nice to see you.
I moved out of the region, so I'll be much more spotty attendance at these. I have no updates from DEC at this time.
All right, thanks for joining us, though. Vicky, anything to share? Followed by William DeGare.
I got no updates.
All right. And last but not least, Yuri.
Hello, no update from Long Island State Parks.
Okay. Well, you guys are the best. We got through that in 15 minutes. So wonderful. I guess it is a quiet time of year. I think we're all in the process of report writing and permits and planning. So I'm sure next time we meet in May, I'm sure we'll have a lot of updates to share. But thank you all for sharing the events you have coming up and all that great information. So I believe we're running a little bit. We might be actually exactly on time. It's 10:45 meant to be our break. I think so.
Yes.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Great job, everyone. So take a little break, get a little coffee, take a little stretch, and we will be back at 11 for our first main presentation from Dr. Baron Blasi. Thank you so much. One last plug for the Resilient Long Island Symposium coming up on March 19th to the 21st. Please sign up. Please join us there. We'd love to see you there, and we'll have more great presentations just like the ones you heard today in person at Hofstra University and other locations. And lastly, thank you. Our next partners meeting will be hybrid again and on May 15th, location to be announced, but probably at the Sisters of St. Joseph in Brentwood. And thank you so much for joining us today.